Here I'm going to walk you through the grid and navigation settings in Flexspeak. Right now I am on the home page, and in the top right hand corner I'm going to select the settings wheel. You can tell that I'm in settings, and then on the left hand side under AAC I am under the grid and navigation tab. So here are a few options that you have control over. So the first is the grid size. You can control the number of tiles in your grid. Options are 20, 40, and 56. I'm going to keep mine at 56 and move on. You can change the tile text size. So this is the text that is on each tile. So right now it's on medium. You can go smaller if you want to focus on the images. You can go larger if you want to focus on the text itself, likely to help your those students who have some emergent literacy skills or who are very savvy with their literacy skills and they want to focus on the words. I'm going to keep it on medium for now. You can require unlock to customize. So if you have a child or a student or a user who wants to customize everything on their page, but you don't feel like they are ready for it, or maybe they are customizing things that they shouldn't be, you can lock that. Show message bar images. So most applications have been turning this feature off if again, to support those literacy skills. So they are removing the images in the sentence bar to show that when you select an icon and it goes into the sentence bar, it re-emphasizes the literacy aspect, the word, the text. But if you have someone who's really focused on the images and needs that icon support, you can turn that feature on, so then the icons are in the sentence bar when they select the word. Auto return. This is incredibly important because this is a huge one for many applications. So the auto return allows this application to become a motor planning application. So if it is toggled on, it means it jumps back to the home page after selecting a tile or a word. This helps the user have to learn that navigation in order to access that word again. Memorize that motor plan, allowing for quicker access in the long run to get to that tile or word. But you can of course toggle it off if you do not feel like it's appropriate for the user. There's a grammar column that's on the right hand side that allows words to add different grammatical endings for quicker access to conjugate what you are saying. There is a text only mode. So again, if you have a student who is highly literate and would like to get rid of all of the icons because they can read and it's quicker for them to just read the icons, or read the text on the tiles, then you would want to toggle that on. And then grid direction, I feel like this is also really important. So you can choose to always go left to right or always right to left. So in English, we read from left to right, and so that is what our language does. There are different languages that go from right to left. So you could choose auto, which follows the language. So that is what I have chosen. And then I'm going to go back so you can see. So this is in English, and you can tell it goes from right to left. So it has people, actions, describe, and topics, almost as you would create a sentence. You would likely start with pronouns, an action, right? A subject, a verb, and then an object, SVO. However, if you were to toggle to Hebrew, you can see via the colors that the pronouns are now on the right-hand side because they read from right to left in the Hebrew language. And so it swaps according to language. And then in Thai, people read from left to right, and so it switches back, and then we'll be back to English. So those are the grid and navigation features that I feel like are helpful to know about. Thank you for taking the time to learn.